This is town home spec inspections. Day 2 of the inspection here. Going to complete the terminated inspection from yesterday. Just to set the record straight. It wasn't an incomplete inspection. It was terminated and agreed to by all parties here. Okay, so I'm gonna finish up here. Okay. Up here in the attic, first thing we see, you see the exposed rafters here. These guys right here. Basically, you don't have lots of missing insulation up here. You should have about, I don't know, 12 to 16 inches of insulation up here everywhere. Not all spooged around here. Okay. So you're going to be wasting a lot of heat going right through the attic here. Hope you can see all that. Kind of water stains, I don't really see any. If you look around through here. So, and you do have firewall on both sides, which was not necessarily done years ago, but it's okay here, so that's good. Reason for firewall, if your next door neighbor has a fire, it takes quite a while for it to spread with the drywall in here, the firewall in between the units. So that's good. Looks like you have an attic fan up here. They really don't have proper ventilation for this roof. That's another thing you want to talk to the HOA about. You don't have any vents on the very top of the roof. That's what's going to cook the shingles, and you'll be replacing the shingles every 10 years. This is your attic fan here, and you see the dangling wires again, some more amateur electrical wiring. And this is probably on a thermostat there, so it probably goes off when the temperature gets a certain temperature. Okay. And this whole house attic fan with air conditioning is not really necessary. Sometimes they're okay, I guess. It brings in cool air at night. Problem with them is you need to be insulated in the winter time. So right now that's just a great big giant hole in your attic here, and the heat's going up here and getting sucked out through there. So you've been heating Denver for years. Okay. And you can see that open air splicing right there in the attic. That's a continuation of your major amateur electrical handyman work. Wire sticking out there, that's a ground that's not completed. Probably a non-grounded outlet. Who knows what these people are doing up here. These are your bathroom vents. Those are fairly decently done, I'm guessing. Other than that, I think it looks pretty good up here. Insulation, electrical, and that's about it up here. Okay, the other thing is you see these trusses here. These are manufactured off-site, okay? And they're all one big unit. And when you cut the bottom of it, the cord like they did for this big old fan here, on this one here, that whole structure of that truss is ineffective, and it doesn't support anymore. Okay? And that's usually probably get a contractor to see if he can fix that. But yeah, I don't see sometimes this big old fan, they cut the bottom of the cord, and you really can't do that. Well, that's a structural issue. That means that part of the roof really isn't supported properly. So you can get a contractor to see if he can, I don't know, beef that up, or just take this fan out. There's really, to fix a truss is an engineering deal. You need an engineer to design it to fix it. You just can't splice in a piece of wood. That usually doesn't work. They're really not doing cosmetics either, but you can see this old antiquated Formica has probably reached the end of its useful life. I think this may be 1966 original stuff. So then you see your cabinets duct taped together here. Holes in it. Just painted over stuff. So yeah, you can spend as much as 15 to 20 grand just remodeling the kitchen. So okay, it's your furnace a little bit dried out, so I guess we'll be able to give it a bit of an inspection today. Usually you don't want to inspect stuff when there's water all over the floor here. It's a good way to get electrocuted. So anyway, these Diamond 80s, some of them, depending on the serial number, we'll have to look that up, have been recalled. So the only way to tell is to look that up. And should be able to do that later on today. It's really not part of a home inspection, but we'll do it and find out how old this thing is. Okay, I'm guessing this is a 1992. That number right there is when they passed the gas code. And if you kind of know what you're doing here, you can kind of interpolate here. And if you look down there at that number there, it says a 93. So it's probably a 1993. So it's, I don't know, about 5 years past its useful life expectancy. And I don't know where all this water's been leaking down here for years. This wasn't just a one-time event yesterday. So it could have, you see all this debris in here is sand. That's condensate from the flue pipe here. You can hear it kind of going into the motor there. So I don't think this thing's ever been, I don't know about ever been cleaned, but it certainly has been certified. It's reached the end of its useful life and should be replaced. You gotta see in there and see how dirty that fan motor is there. You see that dirt growing on it there, the fur growing on it right there. I don't know if it's ever been cleaned, to be honest with you. The furnace filter is in wrong. See all the gaps? So all the dirt's been going in there for years. The dirt just you need a cover, a plate over the front of that. That dirt's been going in here. And furnaces are expected to last 20 years. That's if they're cleaned and serviced and properly installed. Okay. And you see the water here is turned off here. Usually that's done for a reason. Okay, leaking gas or doesn't work. It's relatively pretty old water heater. There you go again. You got to kind of interpolate. Okay, that's 1994. That's not when it was made. That's when they passed the gas code. So it's probably around a 96 or 7, somewhere around there. And again, that's reached the end of its useful life. Don't expect it to work much longer if it works at all. Everything in the house should be up and running or disclosed is turned off and not running, okay? I'm here to start lighting pilot lights and start troubleshooting stuff, okay? Don't have the insurance for that. Okay, that pipe's scabbed up and leaking. Okay, that needs to be cut out and resoldered. So this closet doesn't have any outside combustion air in it. So the furnace or the hot water heater can't get proper oxygen to burn right. That can also cause it to fail sooner, both of them, because they're not getting proper oxygen to burn right. And this is where the water was leaking yesterday. It's pretty significant rot and deterioration up there. So that floor should be replaced or not, I'm guessing. When you have improper clearance to combustibles here, you got a plastic PVC pipe almost touching a hot flue pipe here. You see it starting to burn right there. And this stuff burns really good when it gets going. See the okay, so you need to have at least probably a couple 6-inch clearance there, or change this to a different kind of a pipe. There's no egress windows down here in the basement. Okay. So the other issue is, well, this probably wasn't done with a permit. Basement, you can check with the Denver, see if they got building permits on this stuff. I doubt it. The window well here is pretty well rusted out, ready to concave in here. You have to replace that. Pretty soon the dirt's going to come right in the window here and the water. Underneath the stairs here, you see that white? That's called efflorescence. That's water coming in from the outside grade. And you see when they built the house, it's kind of honeycomb there. So that's how the water finds its way in there and gets you a little hairline crack there to even make it a little bit more interesting. I'm not real worried about this, but it is what it is. Your main sewer line here, see it's hidden behind the water tank, that black pipe. And that's where you should have your main access to. You can rotor out your sewer line. It doesn't have a proper sewer access, you can't get to it. You probably could before they finished the basement. Made a little closet here. But if the sewer line is broken from here all the way out through underneath here, which it may be according to that sewer scope, I don't know if it was even for this house. You could have major I don't even know which way it goes. Might go this way. So if you have to bust up the concrete to redo the sewer line, it's probably not covered by the HOA. This is what they use for to get air to the furnace. You can't do this anymore. You have to have the air come from the outside, which is bringing in usually two tubes, one high and one low. Oh. And when you finish basement, you're supposed to put in a cold air return down here, which you don't have. A couple of ducts, but you have to have a cold air return for the furnace for it to properly operate right. Okay, and I don't understand why this thermostat's put upstairs here anyway. So let's see if we can get her to work here. Turn it up, see if the furnace works. There she goes, I can hear it. And I don't have a clue what these are up here. This is some kind of amateur handyman kind of a attempt at either. I don't see any duct work to it though. It runs all the way through there. Cold air return, but no, I don't see any cold air returns up here. I don't have rhyme or reason for this. And I don't feel any air being really sucked in there. So as you can see, if you look in, there's no ducts for that. So, and if it is cold air return, it's just you know, it isn't gonna work. So the air conditioner won't work really good unless you have cold air return. Most furnaces fail to and don't work right properly because of lack of cold air returns to them. Here's your furnace right there, rocking and rolling. And you can hear that ting 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 ting. There'll be a bearing going out on the draft to it there. And you got a bunch of air leaks. This thing's leaking air all through here. None of this is sealed. So you're probably leaking, gosh, I don't know. Wow, look at the air leaking up there. Big old hole right there. Leaking probably 20-30% of your heat down here. So all the ductwork should all be sealed up. Okay, so we turn the heater off. They had it about 60. I'll put it on 65 just to make sure the pipes don't freeze. Also, the air conditioner is not going to be operated. Although if it was my house and I didn't have to, I was buying it, I'd operate it. But the way things are going here, if I turn this thing on and it doesn't work, guess who's going to get blamed for wrecking it, okay? Especially when somebody's here by themselves. I turned down to 62. It takes quite a while for the heat to come up here to turn the furnace off, so I don't know why it's up here. It should be on the main floor. So that's the completion of the inspection. Like another hour, like I told you when we terminated the inspection. So anywho, that's it. So it's just some more. I saw this on the way out the house. There's your sewer pipe right there. So this green stuff is a marking the sewer line, and from that part of the house here should be the HOA, and then from inside the house way deep here is yours. So I'd certainly want to get that in sewer scope and get a letter from the HOA figuring on who's on first here.